Have you ever noticed this pattern in your life? You decide you're finally going to change. You make a plan in your head, maybe even write it down. This time I'll stay consistent. And for a while, it actually works. You start showing up. You do what you said you would. But then something shifts. Not suddenly, not dramatically, just slowly. One day you skip. You tell yourself it's just a break. Then it happens again, and again, until one day you're right back where you started. And you sit there thinking, why does this keep happening to me? Why can't I just stay consistent like everyone else? If that thought has ever crossed your mind, then stay here for a moment. Because this isn't about telling you to try harder. It's not about forcing discipline. Here, we're not going to give you surface level answers. We're going to understand what's actually happening. And if you really listen, you might realize consistency was never your real problem. The pattern you're stuck in, it always starts the same way. A moment of clarity, a sudden decision. This is it. I'm changing now. You set goals, study daily, wake up early, fix everything at once. And in the beginning, it feels powerful. But that feeling doesn't last because it was never built on something stable. It was built on emotion. And emotions don't stay the same every day. So when that initial feeling fades, everything starts slipping. And you tell yourself, I lost motivation. But what you actually lost was a temporary emotional high. What people get wrong. Most people will tell you, you just need more discipline. But that doesn't explain everything. Because if discipline was the only answer, you wouldn't be able to start at all. But you do start. You've started many times. So the problem isn't starting, it's continuing. And here's the part no one explains properly. Consistency is not about doing something perfectly every day. It's about returning, even after you stop. But your mind doesn't see it that way. The moment you miss one day, it feels like failure. And once it feels like failure, you stop completely. Because now it's not just about the task anymore. It's about how you feel about yourself. I messed up. What's the point now? I'll restart later. And that later keeps moving further away. The hidden enemy. If you look deeper, there's something else happening. You're not just avoiding the work. You're avoiding a feeling. The feeling of struggling. The feeling of not being good enough. The feeling of putting in effort and not seeing results. Because when you start something, you expect progress. But when progress feels slow, your mind starts questioning everything. Is this even working? Am I wasting time? Maybe I'm not meant for this. And instead of sitting with that discomfort, you escape it. Not by deciding consciously, but by stopping. Not because you're lazy, but because your mind is trying to protect you from feeling like you're failing. The real reason you quit. Every time you break consistency, there's a reason behind it. And it's rarely the task itself. It's how the task makes you feel. Sometimes it feels boring. Sometimes confusing. Sometimes overwhelming. And your brain naturally moves towards something easier, something familiar. Scrolling, watching, avoiding. Because in that moment, comfort feels better than effort. But slowly, that comfort turns into guilt. And now you're stuck in between. Doing the work feels hard. Not doing it feels worse. So you stay in this loop, wanting to change, but not moving forward. The shift you need.
So, how do you break this? Not by forcing yourself harder, not by waiting for motivation to magically appear, but by changing how you understand consistency. Consistency is not perfection. It's not about doing everything right. It's about not disappearing completely. It's showing up, even when it's messy, even when it's incomplete, even when it's not your best. Because the real skill is not starting strong. It's continuing when it no longer feels exciting. And that only happens when you stop depending on emotion and start building something simple. Small actions, small steps, no pressure to be perfect, just movement. Because once you keep moving, even slowly, you stop breaking the cycle.
The realization. So maybe you were never inconsistent. Maybe you were just expecting yourself to feel the same every day. But that's not how humans work. Some days you'll feel motivated. Some days you won't. And consistency is built in those days when you don't feel like doing anything. That's where it actually matters.
So, the next time you feel like you're falling off, don't restart everything. Just come back, even if it's small, even if it's imperfect. Because consistency is not about never stopping, it's about never quitting completely. So, if you truly want to rewire the way you think, to stop feeling trapped in the same cycles, and start building a calmer, clearer, healthier mind, then be part of this journey with us. Join our community, where the thoughts you hide finally find a voice.